Welcome into another week of Dropping Dimes. I'm your host, Matt Nost, and we are bringing back an annual tradition. It is the All-Star Selection Show. This year, joining me is the one and only, just a flower of a human being, a joy, a beam of sunlight, the one and only Mr. Sam Tripoli. How are you, bud?
Good to be back as the number one guest of all time. Thank you. You're welcome.
You know what? There are some fans that do feel that way, so you can take that title.
They're all in
Congratulations.
my head. They're all in my head.
Well, then you've made various Twitter avatars. I wouldn't put it past you. It's entirely possible.
I'm dealing with that right now, like a lot of fake Twitter people. But then on Instagram, they try to fake it, and you go to their account. Like it's like almost at 100% that the people who talk smack on Twitter have private profiles.
Okay.
So that's just my golden rule. If you talk smack with a private profile, you're out, gone, goodbye.
Wait, instant block?
Yeah, instant.
Well, look, it's good to have rules. You know what I mean? You stick to them. Just boom, you go in, private profile, you're out.
Dude, 100%. Finally, you get me, dude. You finally get me.
Trust me, that I don't think that will ever happen. I don't think I'll ever actually get you.
You don't want to live in this stuff. It's like, I love what James Harden, was it Scary Hour?
So, I didn't hear about that. What is that?
Yeah, when they play Scary Hour. I love that.
All right, so the way the draft selection show is, the overall gist of this is whoever's team scores the most points in Sunday's game wins. That is the goal of this. We will modify the rules. Usually it's you pick one of the two captains and then we go from there. But this year, KD is still technically a captain in drafting, but he's not going to play. So you chose to be KD and I am LeBron. And since you cannot choose me, even though LeBron would have first selection in this first round of the starters, you have first choice. So once again, you're trying to score the most points by the end of the game. So you've got the roster in front of you. Your options are Giannis, Brad Beal, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard. So, Mr. Kevin Durant, with your first selection, who would you like to take?
It's really hard not to take Kawhi. It's really, really hard.
Okay.
But, I mean,
you think he's going to play enough minutes?
Points? We're just going for points?
We're just going for points. And if there's a tiebreaker at the end, we're going to choose who we want in the 3-point competition. If there's somehow, and then that'll be the tiebreaker. But we're going for points.
If I was drafting for a real good, this would be totally different. But I'm going to take Bradley Beal.
Smart choice. Look, he is gunning for basically like I deserve to be here and a starter. So there's a good chance that he's going to put up a bunch of points.
Right.
All right. So Bradley Beal is off the board. All right. So that leaves me Giannis, Embiid, Irving, Tatum, Kawhi, Jokic, Doncic, and Curry. So if we're just going for straight points of these guys, who do I think? Brad Beal's honestly one of the better choices of the first overall. I think I'm going to go. All right. So I got LeBron. I'm going to go because he wants to prove that he's just as good as everybody else. I'm going to take Giannis. All right. So Giannis is off the board. Who would you like next? You've got.
Who'd you pick? Sorry, you froze on me. Who'd you pick?
I took Giannis.
Oh, damn. Okay. I'm going to take Kyrie Irving.
All right. Going guard heavy?
We're going guard heavy. I'm just gunning.
All right. I don't know. I mean, how much is Kyrie going to play?
Hey, dude, if you're trying to win this thing, and at some point this becomes always towards the end, it becomes real. And that point, you know who they really think is great. And Kyrie is crazy. I always say this, man. He's Batman with Joker's mentality, okay? He got Batman game,
Sure.
Joker mentality, okay? But, dude, the guy can score in buckets. I told you this a long time ago, and I'll say it again. The three most effortless, smoothest scores I've ever seen, ever, are Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, okay? Those are the three that score like I've never seen them score before. Did I freeze again? I feel like
No, you're good.
Again.
I'm just listening. I'm letting you go. You're good.
Okay. So so Kyrie can score with anybody anybody. He just like, is he reliable enough to show up that day and not mentally check out? On that day,
Exactly.
in the All-Star game, I think he's going to win.
Is he going to come in with a fucking walking stick and burn more sage and be more concerned with ridding the spirits in the fucking arena as opposed to dialing in and wanting to score the most points? I don't know. But all right, so my next one, man, this is such a weird team that I'm putting together here. But my next one, I think, is just going to be shooting is Luka, and I'm taking Luka.
Oh, that's a great pick, dude. I mean, okay. I'm going to go Steph Curry.
Okay, great choice. You got guards for days right now.
Yeah, you got the huge team, and I have the Speedy Gonzalez team.
I just, I think Steph will be in there, but there is a point at which, because he'll have been in the 3-point competition earlier that day, so his legs will be a little bit gassed. Is he going to be firing, as much as some of these other guys? I don't know. We'll find out by the end of this. But Steph is off the board. All right, so that leaves us Tatum, Kawhi, Jokic, and Embiid. I think I'm going to, man, this is such a weird team. All right, I'm going to take Jokic. I'm trying to score points. This is not like my constructed, if I think they're going to win the game, but I'm trying to score points. I think Jokic is going to come out firing, baby.
I'm going to go with Joel Embiid.
All right. Man is on fire right now. He is leading the MVP discussion. He could want to solidify that even further. I'd have to look up the last time somebody won the NBA All-Star game plus, or the MVP of it and the MVP overall. All right, Embiid. So that leaves us two. That leaves us Kawhi and Jason Tatum. So who do I think is going to be in there? Like end of game, I don't think Tatum's going to be in there.
No, I think Tatum's going to play out of all the starters the least amount of minutes. I mean, Beal should play the least amount, but I'm telling you, at the end of the game, when it's like we got up, we're going to put the gunners in.
Yeah, we're going to put the killers. And the flip side of that is Kawhi is going to be on an unofficial minutes restriction. Like they're never going to sit down and tell the coach he can only play X, but he should only play X. But I do think he'll be in there to close out. So I'm going to take Kawhi with my last selection in this first round.
Killing me. You're killing me, dude.
Look, you had the opportunity to take him when you went guard heavy.
I know I did. So I have to take Tatum?
You got Tatum. You have to take Tatum.
Oh.
All right. Well, your starting lineup. Your starting lineup.
I don't like that, man.
Bradley Beal.
I want to take Tatum. I want to take somebody else who's not starting.
Unfortunately, that is. I didn't know if they were going to do Tatum or they were going to do the vote total for the East, and that would have been Harden, and then it makes it interesting. But you've got Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, and Jason Tatum.
I want to start. I want to say something.
Go.
I mean, wouldn't Tatum already be on my team since he's replacing Kevin Durant?
That's why, because Durant is still making selections. So technically LeBron would get first choice if this was a normal year. That's why I gave you first choice.
I don't think listen, I'm just going to say this. It's weird because I don't think if Kevin Durant was still here, he would draft himself. They would automatically be on the team.
I know. That's what they've done every other year, but Durant is not playing, so they put Tatum into the starting lineup. And my guess is LeBron then with what we just did. So Durant would get the first choice.
I think I'm getting screwed on this one.
Oh, yes, that's what I did. I contacted you days ago and just part of my Machiavellian plan. Let me fuck over Tripoli as best I can.
All right, go have a good time. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
I don't know if you have so high an opinion of yourself that I would spend the time to do this to screw you over, or so low an opinion of me.
Go on. Okay, your next pick.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, are you trying to figure out how to block me in real life? You know what I mean? This isn't a private profile, but
yeah. Go on. Pick your team.
All right. Well, technically, since you got first in the first round, I would get first choice in the second round.
Okay.
So available choices are Anthony Davis is off the board.
Yeah.
In the West, you got Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Zion Williamson, and Devin Booker. In the East, it's Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Vucevic, and Domantas Sabonis. So of all those guys, boy, I think my number one choice is probably going to be Dame Lillard. Chip on his shoulder, should have been a starter over Luka. Luka has acknowledged that publicly. Depending on which team he gets drafted into, he very well could be closing the game. I'm going to go Lillard.
All right. I'm going to go James Harden.
It's a smart choice. All right. So James Harden and Dame Lillard are off the board. All right. Who else do we think is going to be scoring a boatload of points? You know, the weird thing is last year it came down to Rudy Gobert. And the fact that Rudy Gobert went off swung this fucking game. Between me and Mark Fernandez, who fucking drafted with me. All right, so we got Brown, George, LaVine, Gobert, Randall, Mitchell, Simmons, Vucevic, Paul, Williamson, Sabonis, Booker. Who do I think is going to be in there to play heavy minutes? All right, Harden. All right, I am going to take... I'm just going to screw you over. I'm going to take Paul George.
Damn, dude. Bad move on your part. Bad move on your part. Bad move. I like Paul George. I love him. You stung me with Kawhi. But I'm going to make a shocking pick right now. Out of nowhere, there's guys that you would be like, oh, he's much better. I'm going to go Zion Williams. And I'll tell you why. Because they're trying to showcase this guy. They want him to get – they want this to be his Kobe and Madison Square Garden moment that they talk about for a while. And if you actually look at the numbers he's putting up, he's doing some really good damage, dude. You know, with LeBron being older, they're like, we need some sizzle. I'm going to go out of nowhere because nobody guards this dude because he's a Mack truck, Zion Williams.
Dude, it's every game for the past 15 games, he shoots 15 to 17. There was a great clip of him when they played the Jazz a couple nights ago, and he went up against Gobert, and his impact into Gobert as they're in the air knocked Gobert 5 feet under the basket, and he stayed stationary in the air and then just did a little layup. It was gorgeous. You're like, dude, what do you do against that?
You don't. Dude, you hear about him when they were trying to keep him in shape? For last year, they were trying to keep him in shape so they'd run 3-on-3s with staff members. And people had to go to the hospital when they tried to set picks on him or he set picks on them.
I believe it, dude. The guy's huge. Although I do think he needs to lose a couple pounds. I just don't want him to end up like Blake Griffin.
It's definitely possible. I'm not going to say he's not. That's not the possibility. But I 100% believe that this kid has a really smart head on his shoulders, and I could see him slimming down. We'll see. He might
Yeah.
shack and get super fat. I don't know, man. But at this moment, they really like him. They're pushing forward, and he's starting to blossom. And I'm really excited to watch it because we haven't seen. It's like Carmelo and Charles Barkley had a baby.
Okay. And that's your. I mean, he definitely reminds me of Charles. I guess just for his size, he'd be Carl, but his game is totally different.
I know we've said like we've never seen a LeBron James type body like this, but we've never seen a guy like this. This guy's both a running back and a defensive lineman in the same body, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind of crazy.
Plus a wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like an athlete in which we'll never understand. Like as great as LeBron James is, I think like Zion is just either on that level, just based on like size and speed, or he could be a click higher. I know it sounds nuts.
Well, I mean, we'll see. LeBron's right now, it's ridiculous what he's able to do at his age. I know you're on the HGH train.
I wish I was. You see my gut right now and tits.
You can always take your shirt off if you want to show the people. Give them a little show.
No, this will turn into pornography if I put these others out.
Dude, by the way, nice gold chain. That's Run DMC era.
I'm gonna get even bigger ones, dude. And I'm getting old and I'm.
Oh shit! He just froze on us. Oh, did we lose Trip? I think I might have to text him. There we go. Now I can hear you. I can't. I mean, you're frozen again, but I can hear you.
I felt like Bruce Willis in Sixth Sense. I'm like, I hear you. I'm here. It's like these gold chains. I'm starting to get big and fat. I'm like, it's like I got crime boss tits.
Well, listen, how many? I see two.
God damn it, dude.
Well, you're frozen completely. I just hear the audio.
Who you got? I know who I got. I like to just pick all my guys right now.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
You're next.
I am next. I'm trying to figure out. So Zion was my next selection. So it was a smart move. But it comes down to like who's going to get the playing time overall.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's the points though, because I know who I want to select because I think that they're going to play a decent chunk of minutes, but I don't think that they're going to be in there to score. All right, I'm gonna go Devin Booker.
Damn.
Because I think he's got a chip on his shoulder about having not been selected. His running mate is who I was thinking of taking there, but I don't think Chris Paul is going to be scoring points.
I'm gonna go Zach LaVine.
Smart choice. He'll be gunning. He'll be gunning and turning the ball over. Those are the two things he does best.
Yeah. Fine. I mean, he's doing what I call those Elton Brand points, where you are on a crap team and they are crap. Okay.
God, come on, crap is
numbers, dude, and that's just kind of what Elton Brand on the Clippers for a long time. Just put up these giant numbers.
Listen, the East is basically a quagmire of mediocrity to shit, by and large.
It just sucks.
There's three teams in the East worth of shit, and everybody else is just kind of like, I don't know what you're going to get night in, night out.
I agree, dude.
So we're not complete dog shit. We're not, freaking Detroit or Orlando.
No, you're not. You're also not bad enough to get a game changer.
No, and we're also not good enough to compete with anybody for any real kind of playoff. We may make the opening or the play-in game, and that's about as best as we could possibly do.
You're in Knicks land where they're never bad enough to get a good player.
It sucks because I like LaVine, but at the same time, there's no way he's leading us to a championship. So I'd be happy if somebody's willing to trade and give us a couple draft assets, and he goes to a team where he's got a shot at winning a championship. He could be second or third banana on a championship squad.
Well, the problem is this, dude, is that when you're on a crap team, you're putting up big numbers, and you go to a team where everybody shows up every day to take on it could be a shock.
It can, but he wouldn't have to take the mantle of being the number one. So as the second or third option, he'll be lethal.
Maybe. Who's your pick?
All right, so Booker and Levine are off. We're taking like basically all the guards. It's gonna be a scramble. It's like a kickers and defenses late in a fantasy football draft for all these bigs.
Of course.
All right. Well, it's more guards to choose from for me. It's either going to be Brown or Mitchell. I think I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. God, this is such a weird team. Both our teams are kind of strange, but all right. So I took Mitchell. He's off the board. You got Brown, Randall, Simmons, Vucevic, Sabonis, Chris Paul, Rudy Gobert. Those are your choices.
Now you're picking from guys who basically probably aren't going to be playing that much.
More than likely, yeah.
Mitchell was a good grab. I think he deserves more respect than he gets. He is on the number one team. The fact that nobody's talking about any Jazz. Like, to me, the Jazz seem to be, and it crushes me saying this being a Clipper fan, just seems to be a tad bit better than everybody else. Just a
right
little
now,
bit.
Yeah. Their defense is excellent. And then from 3 points, it doesn't like, oh, okay, we're going to do our best to shut down, Mitchell tonight. It's fine. You still have to deal with Ingles, Bogdanovich coming back, but Mike Conley is shooting well. Royce O'Neal, like they have so many other shooters and they're willing to shoot 33s a game. It's like,
yes.
What do you do?
And basically what happens is this is where your GM and his off-season moves pay off or don't pay off.
Yeah.
And, the ones that aren't paying off right now, Boston, and to a point, the Clippers. The guy they got from Detroit, they just have no faith in anymore. And the question is, why are you spending that kind of money on a guy coming from a team that did absolutely nothing? So that's the question.
Yeah, I still think you need an upgraded point guard.
No, I agree, man. I was wanting Kyrie. Here, can I tell you something about the Clippers real quick, or do you want to wait till after we do?
It's fine. Go ahead.
The problem with the Clippers is this: there's no hierarchy. There's no one that like, and I don't know if oh fuck, what's his name? I can't believe my number one player's fucking
Kawhi.
Name. I can't believe I'm fucking spacing on names right now.
Kawhi.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Kawhi Leonard.
Who's the number one player on the Clippers?
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard. Sorry. God,
can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh.
Kawhi Leonard, I don't know if he's the guy right now that will tell people, hey, man, this is my team. I don't know if he's that guy. He's a super quiet dude.
He's not.
It's like, when you watch like the Lakers, there is a hierarchy. It is like LeBron James decides whether he wants to shoot or not. Then Anthony Davis, and then everybody else picks up. I watch it on Utah as well. They don't have that on the Clippers. The Clippers are like it should be 1A, 1B, and then figure out. Dude, I see times where fucking Patrick Beverly's just like, fuck it, I'm going for it. And you're like, no, dude, get it to the guys.
I know. It's like watching Marcus Smart. He's like, dee, and then it goes in. You're like, oh, thank God.
Right? I mean, like, he does hit shots, but towards the end, that's why you're paying Kawhi money, and you're paying Paul George money.
But at the same time,
the final thing is this. The Clippers don't have any low post move guys, meaning they do low post moves and they get buckets down low. The reason I actually like Terrence Mann, even though he's somewhat offensively limited, is that he takes it to the hole. I know you see some people, but he has the speed to get to the hole clean.
Sure.
A lot of these guys are jacking up shots right now. And if they don't hit, you go cold. I would like a guy, like if I could get anyone, it's never going to happen. I would love Lamarcus Aldridge in terms of guys who might be available. Like, I think he would be great for the Clippers.
That's interesting.
He's a down low. He could give you a low post move.
Yeah, and he's willing to shoot corner threes. So it's not like he's, ancient by today's game standards. The Spurs are willing to move off of him. It's just a matter of you guys gave up so much to get Paul George. I don't know what you have left in the war chest, and you got to match salaries. I'd have to do a little trade machine.
Think they'll just wait and see if he gets bought out.
Yeah, but the Spurs are doing well enough to where they don't need to do a buyout. So I think that they're waiting for some sort of trade.
In their way. The Spurs should be tanking right now.
And
as far as
the hierarchy,
I know it sounds crazy. In my humble opinion, 20 years in a row of the playoffs, 5 NBA championships. That's enough. You need a good tank here. And this was the year to do it because by all accounts, this draft's supposed to be huge. Now they said last year was going to suck, and I'm pretty blown away.
Dude, this rookie class has been good. There's been 5-6 guys that I think are genuinely going to be in the league for 10 years, 12 years, as excellent players.
I think Anthony Edwards is going to come out as him ball probably, and I think Weissman's going to be fine too. I think big guys take longer to develop because you're going.
They do. They've got to figure out how to do pick and roll defense and how to drop on coverage, and they're not used to. Plus, you got to look at it like this: he played high school and then played 2 college games and then got suspended. So in essence, he's coming straight out of high school as a big man. That's why I liked when Kerr said, I want to hook Wiseman up with Kevin Garnett. She's like, that's perfect because in essence, Wiseman has come straight out of high school.
I think he's great. I think he's going to be good. I know they kind of wish they took Ball, and I know Minnesota, there's probably a part of them that wish they took Ball, but I think Ball would be in the same place Edwards is right now because and I said before on the show, Saunders isn't a good coach. And
he got fired.
Yeah, well, he should have. And I feel bad because he was supposed to fill in for
his dad.
And it never had, and it just never. The guy and then they signed this guy from Toronto.
Finch. Yeah.
Which okay, fine, but you know who the Minnesota's coach should have been. He's on the Clippers bench. He's the guy you wanted for the Bulls.
Oh yeah, Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, he would have been perfect for that team. Knows Euro, knows how to
Well, he knows how to get underdeveloped talent to play NBA style basketball. And that's precisely what Minnesota needs. They've got a couple apex guys, or at least they view themselves as apex guys. Whether or not I agree with that, I don't. But yeah, Atkinson would have been a good choice. You know what? To your point earlier about the hierarchy, did you hear that story about Westbrook with the Wizards?
Oh, no, what?
Well, no. It's a good one. He sat down. It was right before they started that win streak. He sat down in practice and had every player stand up and define in their words what their role on the team was in front of everybody else.
I love that, dude.
So do I.
And you know what's so interesting? Westbrook and Blake Griffin are what you do right and what you do wrong. Both of them were part of a dynamic trio that everyone was talking about. The other 2 guys from those trios are both killing it on different teams.
Yeah, is DeAndre really killing it?
Dude, but the point is he's in his role. I mean,
yeah, true. In his role. He does what he does, and he does it well.
And he's on a team that will compete for a championship. If they get everything together, they'll compete for a championship in his role. I mean, they're we need to get another big guy. You need wing defenders, man, because you got guys who are just playing fucking Olay with defenders on that. They're just going to try to outscore them.
They still need some sort of paint presence because, in essence, when they play Philly, Durant is going to have to body him up because there's no way they get enough minutes out of DeAndre Jordan. So late in game, Durant will be their 5 more than likely as it stands right now. It's that's going to be a tall order. Embiid's going to be going off for 45.
They're going to get the guy from Cleveland, not
JaVale.
Yeah, and that's fine, dude. That's all you need.
You need platoon minutes is what you need.
They should have got. I mean, Dwight Howard is you can't believe the guy's got to be staring at people's dicks in the showers. That's why he keeps moving from team to team. This guy's such a great basketball player. He's really laid into like he's leaned into who he is and what he does.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, dude.
I just like that the only
we won a championship, but you gotta go. Oh, you were a 2020 guy in Charlotte? You gotta go.
Well,
you gotta go.
I think it's also he's shifted from being the number one guy because every time he left the city, stories came out about how fucking annoying he is. And I think he's also tamped that down, knowing that he's no longer the face of any franchise. So he doesn't get to get away with coming out of Orlando when he finally, left there. There were numerous quotes from teammates going, dude, you know how many times he crop dusted us on a plane? It's funny the first time. But the 100th time during a season, that shit is disgusting. And you're like, yeah, that's what he did for fun.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. So we'll see but I do like that. But if you see how Blake Griffin's handling it, not well. And you see how.
What? But look at that team.
Listen,
it's tough
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, once he gets to another place, he's going to kick his game back in.
I think so.
Miserable in Detroit because there's no heat. Literally and figuratively.
All right.
And
so
then I just think that Westbrook, I think he's a great player, man. I hope he gets to a place where, maybe he could be a great six man. I still like him. I wish the Clippers could get him in a way, but he's got 1 or 2 years left. It's just impossible.
Dude, his contract is too big. It's too big. The only thing you could do is trade him back for John Wall.
Back and forth.
Let's say the only contracts that match up. They're both kind of poison pill. I still prefer Westbrook to Wall, but it's not by much.
I think they're both hitting their game, obviously, but we'll see what happens, dude. So where we at? Who's drafting next?
You got next pick. I took Donovan Mitchell. So left, we have Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Vucevic, Sabonis, Chris Paul, and Rudy Gobert.
I'm going to go Chris Paul. I do think Jaylen Brown is a better scorer, but I think Chris Paul is old guard, little man complex, and will want to put his will on other people.
See, I think that's where, like, between him and Booker, I think Chris Paul might end up playing more minutes. That being said, I just don't think he's going to score when he's in there as much. He'll be in there to facilitate. But it's a great choice because now we're getting into, do I think these guys are going to play all that much type of territory? I mean, some of these bigs have to play.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with a big that's been somewhat a scoring machine this year, and I'm going to take Vucevic.
I like that. I like that a lot. So you're not taking Brown. I'm going to take Brown. No. Is he available?
He is available. Go right ahead. I just questioned his minutes, what you brought up before. He can shoot lights out. Will he get the minutes?
I honestly believe at this point, everybody's questionable minutes.
Yeah, probably true.
I think they're all questionable.
Like I have my choice for last pick of the guys left. So we got Gobert, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, and Sabonis. Those are all the guys left.
Yeah,
I imagine. Go ahead.
I think Gobert is just. I mean, go. Who you picking? Who'd you pick?
Wow. I mean, I'm staring at Gobert. I fucking lost last year just because Gobert put up stupid numbers. Otherwise, I had the thing easily won, but he ended up putting 20 some odd points up, and you're like, this is fucking Rudy Gobert we're talking about, right? Do I think he's going to do that 2 years in a row? I don't see that happening. And we got Simmons. Fuck. All right, I'm going to take. Motherfucker. I don't like any of these options right now. All right, I'm going to take Simmons just because nobody's going to be playing defense, so he should be able to get.
Just to fuck you.
If it ends up being Gobert again, I am never not drafting him. All right, so we got Julius Randle, and Sabonis, and those are the last two left. Just because I think Sabonis is probably going to get the least amount of minutes, I'm going to take Julius Randle.
I'll take Sabonis. I think you're right. I do think Julius Randle will get a little big market bump, but not a lot.
Yeah, he's not going to get a ton of minutes.
But you know what's so interesting? Like, if you look back at the Lakers picks, so many of these guys are killing it in the league elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like, how many of them would you still take? I guess the only one that I still am not a fan of is D'Angelo Russell. All the other guys I like, and I liked when they drafted him outside of Lonzo. Although he's turned into one of the best 3-point shooters this season. It's kind of crazy. But Jordan Clarkson is doing, I always, like, once he filled into that 6-man role, seemed the perfect fit. Julius Randle, I liked him when he came out of Kentucky. It just took him a little while to blossom. Brandon Ingram has always shown flashes, and he's graduated to what he does now. Yeah, I mean, they were crap for a number of years.
Dude, I'm going to ask you something. What do you think about the Pelicans just unloading a bunch of these picks that they got for Bradley Beal? Just unload, like, here's 5. Give us Bradley Beal. Now you got all these picks, your own pick that's going to be crap. All these picks.
Yeah, but so the question is, do you think that Zion and Brandon Ingram make sense together long term?
I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I think they'll figure it out. I think if you have a third destroyer in terms of, like, scoring, it's going to be hard to beat those guys.
I mean, look, Bradley Beal fits on every team. So I wouldn't be against it if I was the Pels. It just, so if Zion is currently going, 14 of 16 every game, there's 16 shots. Brad Beal is going to want somewhere in the ballpark of that, and so is Brandon Ingram. That's basically all the team's shots right there. Not all of them, but anybody with a bunch of shots.
And
so it's kind of,
you rotate those guys. You have 2 of those guys in it all time. That's better than most teams.
I agree. Beal, in essence, Beal's waiting until the offseason before he has a discussion, by reports, before he has a discussion with the front office as to what the future is.
I mean, Zion, I don't know if Zion is the guy that forces his way out of New Orleans. I mean, it's definitely possible he's got Nike behind him and they love to get him into big markets. Word on the street is somebody's going to beg to be traded. A big star will force his way to New York. I've been trying to think about who that is.
Well, I mean, right now, look, they're trending in the right direction. They look super interesting, and they're young. So if a big enough free agent was interested, I think they could make that happen. Plus, Leon Rose, knows how to basically talk to players and agents and whatnot, so he could massage this and kind of get it done. I'd be intrigued as to who that individual is.
I am too. If it's going to really happen, we'll see. But I don't know, man. I think Beal on them. The thing about that is, like, Zion is such a gravitational force that he's going to be like Steph Curry, where he's going to be on television all the time. So it won't matter about being in a big or a small market because you're going to get so much heat from him.
Yeah,
look on that team. So
look at the
could
OKC.
Get somebody like a Bradley Beal down there to be happy because they're going to be on every cover. They're going to be they're just going to be a circus everywhere they go.
It could be OKC 2.0 when they had their 3 young studs, and it didn't matter that they were in Oklahoma City. Durant is still on a million different ad campaigns, and so is Russell Westbrook. Now Harden had to leave to get his just desserts, or his due rather. But But yeah, you can get the acclaim now in a small market just because we're all so interconnected. Yeah, but I mean, look, you could do this with Brad Beal and damn near any team. My favorite though are the Laker fans on Twitter that are like, "Dude, we gotta go get Bradley Beal." It's like, what exactly do you have that anybody wants, let alone Washington? You have no assets. So what are you trading? Exactly, Taylor Horton Tucker. Oh, okay. Like,
Well, I mean, the problem is this, brother, is that
I just got Hulk Hogan.
This is that, brother. The problem is this.
Exactly. Hold on, let me go get my vitamins.
Square circle, hell's gonna rain fire. Okay. My whole thing is that LeBron gets what LeBron wants, and
there are limitations.
LeBron James and the Lakers 2 years ago openly campaigned for Anthony Davis, and the league did nothing. Nothing.
True.
And then Milwaukee says, "Oh, we got a deal with Sacramento. We're doing this," and they dinged them.
Bogdanovich, yeah.
It's gross.
Well, at the very least, the Lakers did pay through the nose to get Anthony Davis. It was worth it. But that being said, they gave up every young asset not named Kyle Kuzma, plus draft picks and swaps. So perhaps the league put pressure in there. Hey, we know you're doing all this. We want to get Anthony Davis to Los Angeles too, but you're going to have to pay for it.
Oh, yeah, and you'll pay for it by us making sure you get Zion Williams.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, I just luckily went to that team."
Well, exactly. Another cold envelope situation. A little Patrick Ewing to the Knicks 2.0.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sure.
Well, it's like the Cavs miraculously getting number one pick after number one pick once LeBron
left, and the value of his franchise dropped $100 million.
I think that's a conservative estimate to say the very least.
Well, it's my theory on why the Clippers will win a world championship, because your owner paid way above it for the team that set a precedence for the other teams to be worth more. So my whole argument is this, is that you can say whatever you want about Blake Griffin. He will go down as one of the greatest first picks ever, because the value of his franchise sold for way more than it should, because the guy saw that they had Lock City there. And he's like, how many times does a team in this market with those kind of players come available?
Yeah, it doesn't. In Los Angeles, a team does not come available. It doesn't.
Why am I always right on this show? I'm so right all the time.
I have a feeling you say 20 times.
And you don't even care.
Why am
I am right all the time.
Why do I navigate the supermarket the best compared to these assholes? Why do I would imagine you say that phrase in varying forms.
All the time.
Over and over.
Like, why am I the best at this?
Oh my God. I don't want to see your tits and like visualizing your tits flopping above some woman's face.
I just can't even look at myself in the mirror anymore. There's not enough sit-ups in the world.
Do you keep the gold chains on?
Always, dude. These things don't come off.
Whether it's making love or taking a shit, these chains stay on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
All right. As a tiebreaker, pick the 3-point competitor you want the most, that you think is going to win. So you got Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
I think it comes down to Steph Curry and Devin Booker, and I gotta go with the greatest to ever do it.
Okay,
Larry Bird. No, I'm gonna go with Steph Curry.
All right, so that was going to be my choice if you didn't take him.
Steph Curry.
All right, so I got Steph as your 3-point shooter.
The greatest of all time. Every time, all the time.
You know what? I mean, it's never going to happen that we need a 3-point shooter, so fuck it. I'm going to take Zach LaVine as my bull.
Gross. I'm really sad that I didn't take Kawhi Leonard. I should have. I feel like a piece of shit for not doing it. He is my favorite. He's my favorite Clipper of all time. And he's like making a move to because Blake Griffin changed the game, but Kawhi's the greatest Clipper to ever play.
Yeah, by resume, yes. I mean, I don't think he has quite the track record as Blake or CP3 or, you know, you struggle to find anybody else. Ron
What?
Harper, Danny Manning. Yeah, I don't think so.
Nobody comes close to Kawhi. I mean, even as great as CP3 is, he's still not Kawhi Leonard.
No, but I'm saying for his tenure with the Clippers,
yeah.
I don't think he's gotten to that exalted status. As far as hierarchy of all-time players that have been a Clipper, yes, he's, 2 times finals MVP.
If they re-sign him, his jersey signed. His jersey is up in the rafters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All you have to do is sign with them. Right now, it's Blake. Here's the guys who have their jersey are going to have jersey numbers retired: Blake Griffin, CP3, and most likely Kawhi Leonard. Elton Brand could be on that discussion because he is the beginning of the change. Like when he comes, the culture changes.
Well, but if this current iteration of the Clippers manages to win a championship, I think PG gets his jersey retired as well.
Yeah, and that's the other guy. Those 5. Michael Cage, because he won a rebound, but they'll never retire his number though, dude. But those are the 3 for sure.
Some of the best hair in NBA history, though. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, it's like I gotta be honest with you. I can't stand cornrows. I'm like, why do you have your grandpa's haircut, right? But if I saw somebody come back with the Jerry curl, I'd be like, that's what we're talking about,
dude. I saw Mike Cage play in the flesh, and that Jerry curl was just chef's kiss. Wow, beautiful.
Dude, I love it. I would love to see the grease. I mean, dude, sexual chocolate's coming back. Why can't we do the Jerry curl?
Oh, dude, it's such a weird haircut. And have you seen the fucking slam dunk lineup?
No.
It's pathetic. It's easily, I think it's the worst I've ever seen.
Well, my question is like, if you got to get Zion in now.
Yeah, he said no.
See, that's Nike, dude, and I don't like that. And that is not a good sign because LeBron James is literally the only superstar not to bang at that. Like that was in the discussion.
He should have. I wish he had at some point, but Zion, I was really hoping for it. This year, I'll give it to you. There's 3. They only have 3. It's Anthony Simons, however you want to say it, from Portland, who can sky, but I'm not exactly excited. Obi Toppin from New York, the rookie, and then Cassius Stanley from the Pacers. And someone posted on Reddit that Cassius Stanley has only attempted 2 dunks in the NBA, and he has been blocked both times. That's I don't know if that's true, but the guy posted examples and like, here are the only 2.
Doing it, dude. Here's why I think it's so bad is because isn't it the halftime show? Like it's literally a afterthought.
Well, they're packing it all plus the skills challenge all into one day. I think it is the halftime show. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a year where why don't we just, if we're gonna have to do this, let's just do the game.
Yeah, take a day off.
Yeah, and I was more than fine with not having the game.
I don't think I dude. You don't even know my opinion, dude. I just cannot stand like Adam Silver. You know my opinion. I can't stand the guy. I think every decision he makes blows up in his face, and I just now not just I'm not the one who hates him only. And now it's the players too. They're just over this dude.
Well, this one could be the first time where there was open dissension in the ranks with LeBron and Giannis and a bunch of other guys coming out and saying, I don't see why we're doing this. But then Silver has to remind them, hey, we have salaries to pay and our corporate and TV sponsors really want this game to happen. So if you enjoy making $35 to $40 million a year, you're going to play this fucking game.
Yeah. I love that nobody's watching the NBA, but salaries go up. How's that possible? Oh, yeah. Chinese money.
Yeah. Look, money comes in from all kinds of different places.
No, but this one's coming in from the fucking Chinese dog.
Well, look, if you ever tune in to watch this, you're frozen on my screen right now, and it could be the greatest screen freeze of all time. So it's a 50-minute mark if you're curious. All right. Well, here, let me run down the rosters and we will close it out. So your team is Bradley Beal.
I am curious. I'm just frozen, dude. God, this internet sucks. It's Spectrum everywhere, dude. Spectrum is just garbage around here.
Oh, I got AT&T and it's pretty good, actually. I'm surprised.
Oh, okay. Stop with your bragging.
Well, and this is one of the things that you apparently don't do the best, which is, purchasing an internet service provider.
Such garbage.
Your team is Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Zion Williamson, Zach LaVine, Chris Paul, Jaylen Brown, Rudy Gobert, and Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah.
That's a solid team. That is a solid team. My team is LeBron, Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Kawhi, Lillard, PG, Booker, Mitchell, Vucevic, Simmons, and Julius Randle.
Gross.
And your 3-point competitor is Steph Curry. Mine is Zach LaVine. It's never going to come to that. But if it does, you took the only guy that I wanted anyway. So I took Zach LaVine. There it is, buddy. I will post the results on Twitter on Monday. I'll tally up all the scores and see who won this thing. But I have a feeling you're going to fucking lose. So enjoy the L.
I can't do this here anymore, man. I can't record in here because the Wi-Fi is so bad.
We'll figure it out, man.
All right, dude. All right.
Well, it was good seeing you, bud. No, man, that's it.
I love doing your show, dude. I'm sorry that we had the internet problems. It's happened to me before. I got to fix this. But, as much as Adam Silver drives me nuts and LeBron James needs to shut up, I'm enjoying this season.
Yep.
And, I know everybody thinks it's just going to be Lakers or versus Nets, but I just think, who knows, man? I think anybody in the second half, if they can figure out, can make a move.
I mean, the Lakers will come down to health, but I think the West is somewhat open for those top three teams. In the East, it's...
Well, now what's the third team? Because technically, the Clippers now have the fourth best record in the East.
Behind what, Phoenix?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Well, come
it's
playoff
such
time.
A crazy season. And Chris Paul is great. Let's see how long till he fucking wears out his welcome in the Valley. And outside of that, dude, I think it's going to be great. I think Utah is way more complete than people want to give that team credit for.
I agree. They're just all around. When you play defense that well, that will translate in the playoffs. So the fact that they can shut down anybody right now, it makes them formidable and the odds-on favorite as of right now to make it out of the West. But at the same time, we still have playoffs, and you still have to get through. If Anthony Davis is healthy, then LeBron and Anthony Davis at full health.
And another thing that comes down to how many teams will have fans in the stands by the time the playoffs happen.
Yeah. Well,
right?
We know the Texas teams will definitely have fans at that point.
And then you're like, is that fair? So we'll see what they do, man. I think Texas, Florida will eventually open. Mississippi, they don't have a team, but
they don't, but they're open.
I think California and New York.
We'll see. I don't know. Right now they're saying that all adults will have vaccine by some point in May. So by the time the playoffs get here, technically we'd all have our boosters at that point too.
All right. Enjoy getting that, buddy. I hope it fucking turns you gay.
Dude, please get the vaccine.
No,
please get the vaccine.
No, I'm not. You are a retard. You are retarded. Oh my God.
Please get the vaccine.
God. No, I'm not doing it. I beat it already. I got it and I beat it, Matt. Why do I got the antibodies. They're smiling and profiling inside me right now. I don't need no stinking vaccine. I beat it naturally.
Well, congratulations to you. It takes out most, at least it has long-term ramifications for quite a few people.
Oh, okay. All right. So the thing that you survived 99% survival rate, you're going to go get it Now, Matt, when you got it, were you in full bent over cuck mode when they shoved it in your fucking beehole? Is that how you took it? Anyways,
maybe there's your problem. That's not how you get a vaccine.
I love Dropping Dimes, one of my favorite shows to be on, even when at the end the host gets fully retarded.
I know it. This is the policy. Then steamroll through the end, and then just go ahead and close the browser. And I'm out.
You get it, dude. You get it.
All right, dude. Well, enjoy your butthole vaccines. That's not how I choose to get mine, but.
All right, please.
Right.
Are you going to be bent over on all fours?
Why? You know what? If I have to, I'll come over and borrow those sweet gold chains.
Thank you, dude. You're the best. I love you, Matt. I love Dropping Dimes, the 47th best podcast in the world.
Thank you, buddy. All right, dude. Take it easy.
Bye, bud. Thanks for the show.
All right, later.
Thanks, dude. Sorry about the internet, man.
No worries. We'll figure it out for next time.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you soon.
Later, bud. All right. Well, there's your Dropping Dimes for today. Yes, Tripoli is an anti-vaxxer. I am pro-vaccine. Science says vaccine is fine. So I am choosing to take the vaccine. So really quickly, a couple people in the chat. Owen Hart, happy that Tripoli is back. Shoemaker said, Johnny Shoemaker said he's excited to have Levine in the game. Who do I think will be the MVP? It's a great question. I think somebody like Bradley Beal has a very good shot because he wants to prove that he should have been there last year. And so he could just be shooting nonstop. And it comes down to who scores the most points and closes out the game because of the Elam ending, which I'm looking forward to. So if you have a big moment at the end of the game too, it just helps solidify. And then lastly, Shoemaker says that Obi is the only player that he really knows in the slam dunk contest. So he's got him. Anthony can Sky. Stanley, I don't know. When I saw that on Reddit, I was like, who the hell is this? I don't know this thing, and I don't know if it's true. His only 2 dunk attempts that he's had in game have been blocked. But it's kind of like watching highlights of Dame Lillard's cousin who's on the Trailblazers. And if you watch his highlights, and I use highlights, loosely, you question as to whether or not this guy should be taking up a roster spot. Maybe he should be on the G League or playing Euroball somewhere. He's not quite up to snuff. So Cassius, I hope you prove us all wrong and make for an entertaining game. Obi Toppin and Sky, I think Simmons, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, has the body type of the past few winners. So it's a long, lanky Sky, and I think that visual kind of helps sell. But Obi Toppin is so big too, though, that visual will be pretty compelling. But anyway, so there's today's game, or today's show, not today's game. I will tally the points on Monday and tweet out the winner. I think this year's going to be pretty close. It's going to be pretty close. But anyway, there we go. That is Dropping Dimes for today. Thank you to everybody that tuned in and chimed in the chat. And I will see you guys next Wednesday with another brand new edition of Dropping Dimes. Until then, stay safe out there. Stay 6 feet apart. And please, for God's sake, if you have access to the vaccine, take the damn vaccine. That is it. Adios.